to me. Come here. Ooh. Ooh. All right, so there's some principles that I was taught by different people as my little Gus, as my little horse journey um, over the years, and I put these into my words, kind of, but you know, most of the words that are taught to me and wouldn't be appropriate for YouTube. So anyway, principle number one: understand what a horse is. This is one that I really came up with myself. Understand that how horses communicate with each other, how they interact with each other, and whatnot. That's all they know until you teach them something more. Gus here, let's see here, pick your head up. If you look, he's got kick scarred up and whatnot on his chest. He normally is. Why is that? If he had his way, he would be the only one that could eat hay out of that hay ring. Hey, hey, whoa. And so to him, it's worth getting kicked in the chest or the face continually for the chance of showing the other horses that that's his hay ring, he's boss over it, and until they kick him out of it, that's just who he is. He's willing to get kicked by a 2,000-pound horse continually, week in and week out, to fight over the hay ring. So, you know, we want horses. Some people want horses to be these nice little marshmallows that are just full of love and everything. Each one's different. They're not always just a bundle of love and care, you know. Principle number two is your fault. You're either a victim or you're the master. When your horse has a problem, or you're having problems with your horse, it's always your fault. You can say this is just a stupid horse and he's got these bad habits and he does this thing every single time, and I'm just going to sell him and get another horse that doesn't have these bad habits. It's your fault. You're probably teaching them the bad habits, you just don't understand how. And you're going to just keep on messing horses up as you go from one to another. You're either the master, and it's all your fault, you're the boss, or you're the victim. You don't really have another choice. 99.9% of the time. Let's see here. The best teacher I ever had by far is the horses themselves. Learning to read them and understanding why they do what they do has always been taught to me by the horses. Hands down. The best teacher I've ever had is the horses themselves. All right, increase your learning curve with action. You know, probably one of the worst things, I am very ignorant of a lot of terms and words and certain things that's inside the horse world and horse training world and whatnot. I'm more of a practitioner, I'm less of a student, and you should have a balance probably. I got my own weaknesses, but I see people with way more knowledge and way less anything practical. Muscle memory and you and a horse, as you increase knowledge, you should increase the going and doing together. There are lots of people out there that can talk your ear off and tell you everything you're doing wrong and all the words and all the phrases and tell you everything underneath the sun how to do it, but they can't do it themselves. So as you increase your knowledge, increase your doing. So keep that in balance. And how you increase your knowledge is not with a good horse. How you increase your learning curve is not when everything goes right. When everything's going right, you learn nothing. When you increase your learning curve is when things are going wrong. So Gus here, Boom and Gus, they look about, they're three-horse brothers, born 5 days apart. They look about the same. I could train 6 or 7 Booms for the amount of time I got into Gus. Boom's taught me a lot less. I like Boom more, but I got a lot more time. I got a lot more learning curve with Gus over here than I do Boom. So it's like odd ways, the troublesome horse is a blessing. If you stick with it and you don't become a victim, the troublesome horse can be a real big blessing to you. All right, next, you're going to be bad. As you're learning, as you're doing this stuff, and this is true, I'm not showing y'all the big screw ups, or same thing with a lot of other people, or I'm not showing you the troubles I have out of Gus and stuff. One is when troubles start, there's not time to pull a camera out and film something, even though I'm pretty much past, he's 3 years ago would have been the time to film troubles, but you're not going to be all Latin bag of chips. The only one that doesn't screw up are the ones that don't own horses and do anything with them. And the only ones that have these perfect grand horses or horses that they used to own, or the horses they never owned, are these perfect little horses. No horse is all that in bag of chips every single day, every single time. You're going to make lots of mistakes. They're going to make lots of mistakes, and be okay with it. That's part of the learning process. That's just part of it. Don't get down on yourself or get down on them too hard because things aren't going well. You get help. You call people. You try to figure out. You try to understand. You try to learn. You try to do better, and you learn from your mistakes, and that's part of the joy of it, really. They're not four-wheeler, and they're not side-by-side. They got quirky personalities. They got funky little things. They got dumb crap that they shouldn't be scared of and they're terrified of. That's part of the fun of it. So anyway, those are just a few principles that have really helped me out in my journey, I guess, playing with horses. And so maybe some of those can help you all out. Take care.